This channel here is DJI for the girlies, okay? We want vlogs. We want skincare. We want little travel cutesy outfit try-ons. The bros have been using this camera for a long time, but I'm here to tell you that there is a phenomenon happening now, a femininomenon happening now, and the girlies are taking over the DJI. Part one, let's go over the basics. Let's turn her on. Beep, beep. There we are. How meta. I always shoot in vertical unless I know that we are going to be signing up for a YouTube episode in which I shoot in horizontal. In horizontal, you can shoot in 4K. In vertical, the capability is only 3K. This will still be better quality than your iPhone. Next up, on the bottom right corner here, you have the opportunity to shoot in selfie mode. Boop. Which would look like this. I'm now in selfie mode, or you can tap that same button and your gimbal is going to turn around. That is one for the girlies. If you want to be shooting your vlogs, you want to know how quickly to tap this little guy right here to get in and out of selfie mode. Selfie mode, not selfie mode. Next are your settings. Swipe down from the upper right-hand corner to access your settings. The first one I think you should become very familiar with are the gimbal settings. It's this guy right down here on the bottom right-hand corner. It's gonna open up a few options. You wanna read the fine print and decide which one is best for you. If you are mainly doing get ready with me, daily vlogs, anything in that girly variety, you are likely going to stick in the follow or tilt lock. Before I get into a deep dive of my personal settings, which I'm gonna do in episode 2, there is one more feature you should absolutely know about, and that is face tracking. If you are a talk to the camera type of person and you are gonna be completely stationary, you may not need face tracking all of the time. But if you are a walk and talk type of yapper, you might want to know where your face tracking is at. In order to enable the face tracking device, you're going to tap this little icon you see in the middle left-hand side of the screen. It's going to open up the face tracking here, and you're just going to hit start. From there, it'll say that it will track your face as soon as you hit record. Now, I am going to flip it towards me, and I am going to see the green box is now locked in on myself. The camera is going to stay completely still, and as I move, it is going to track my face. If you want to stop face tracking at any time, tap the green square while in record mode, and automatically the green square will disappear and you will be out of face tracking mode. My personal settings, including why I keep the grid lines on, how I colorize, and what I use for my lighting settings, and a few other basics. I am shooting right now in selfie mode inside TikTok, so when I reference the camera, I'm doing it backwards. You're gonna start by going into your settings. Swipe down to open up this menu right here. Today, we are gonna focus starting on this lug nut right here. You're gonna tap that to open up this larger settings wheel. Now there is a lot in here. We're gonna focus on just a few things to start. In the last episode, somebody asked me about selfie mode and if it films in mirror. This is where you would turn that on and off. If you see right here, it says selfie flip, and there is a toggle. So if you are filming in selfie mode, this is where you would control if either you are filming and it is mirrored per selfie mode in the TikTok that I am doing right now, or if it is going to give you true vision, which is not mirrored, it's already flipped. If you are filming things where you are holding up a logo, a product, etc., you are going to want to control that mirroring feature, because the last thing you want is to hold up a product and have it mirrored as you are seeing here. You can't read the product logoing correctly. And as an influencer marketer, as someone who gets the content from creators, I hate when it's mirrored. Next is for my girlies who film in public. Now, this is an incredible camera to film in public because nobody notices what you are doing. It is so teeny tiny. People never catch on when I am filming myself in public. It does not feel embarrassing whatsoever. And one thing that really keeps you incognito when you are filming in public is the sound settings. We're gonna tap on sounds and open that up, and I have mine on mute. Now the factory settings when you get it is not on mute. You will see that when you hit record, when you stop recording, it makes a little noise. If you want that chirp to turn off, you have to hit the mute. So no one will recognize that you are filming, no one will hear anything around you because you have it on mute. Last thing we are gonna cover in this settings menu is the grid lines. Now, I really enjoy grid lines because it helps me make sure that my product or myself is in the correct aspect ratio while I am filming. Sometimes if you're a little bit far away from the camera, it's a little bit difficult to see how you are framing yourself. So you want to go to reference line, tap that button there, and then you want to make sure that the toggle is on for grid. If your toggle is on, as mine is, when you go back to your main camera, you will see here that very finely, it's a little bit difficult to see. Maybe if I put my hand up, there you go. Those gray lines, those are the grid lines. So if I'm filming myself, or even if I'm doing some product videography and I want this to hit right in the dead center, I'm able to use those grid lines to either make sure it's lined up every time, left of center, dead center, bottom, etc. Those help you manage where you're putting things in the frame. Last lesson of this episode is adjusting some of the light settings to presets that you enjoy yourself. You're gonna start on the main screen here, and you're actually gonna just swipe directly over from the side, and you're gonna get this other menu. So instead of going from the top down, directly from the side, and you will see here, it says exposure, white balance, glamour effects, color, focus mode, image adjustment. This is one of the most important areas that you need to test to your preferences. I'm gonna walk you through my preferences, but I highly recommend you test and check some footage messing with these settings to get the aesthetic that you like the best. This is what I use. When it comes to exposure, I keep things on auto. This is a very good indicator of light, so I keep things on auto exposure. It reads the light and it adjusts accordingly. Same thing for white balance. White balance, I keep it on auto white balance. So AWB is highlighted on mine, auto white balance. Glamour effects, I keep off. This is essentially like a filter. Most people are gonna wanna keep that off. It looks very unnatural on your face. Next is color. If you tap on color, you will see you have 3 options: D-Log M, normal, and HLG. I shoot in normal. D-Log M is for people who do coloring effects in After Effects. So if you are an excellent videographer and you do After Effects, you recolorize all of your videos, you're gonna wanna shoot in D-Log M. I shoot in normal because I do not have time to recolor all of my footage. But you will see that if you tap through each one of those, you take a little bit of video, you watch it on a larger screen, you will see differences from each one of those settings. That is important to play with, and you definitely want to manage those to your preference. Focus mode, I keep mine on continuous unless I am doing something that has to do with product. So continuous is really autofocus. It adjusts while you are doing things. Single, you'll see if you swap it, it gives you a different information there. And then there's also product mode, which focuses on a specific subject and blurs the background. Again, I highly recommend that you play with each one of these, making short videos and seeing the difference between each. Last piece of information when it comes to my settings that I want to get across. The last thing is image adjustment. I have mine on custom. Here is why. I think that it shoots a little bit dull if you don't customize this. So once you tap custom, it asks you on the left, sharpness, on the right, noise reduction. Now, I like my sharpness at a -1. You can play with the dial here. Again, shoot video, play with the dial, shoot video, play with the dial, see what you personally like. Same with noise reduction. I keep mine on a -1. I used to have it on a -2. I didn't care for that anymore. I moved it to a -1. You need to play with your own settings and decide what works for you. But I do recommend that you customize that section to your liking, because the auto of that, I found that the footage of my face felt a little washed out and a little dull in comparison to when I moved the dials around and played with customization. Now we've hit episode 3, the accessories. And because this is a series for the girlies, you better believe the accessories are cute. I'm gonna walk you through all of the accessories I have, what I use for which scenario, and what I recommend. Now, Everything is linked in my Amazon storefront if you'd like to buy it through there. If not, I honestly do not care because Amazon gives me like 5 cents per purchase and that's not really helping me. So if you want to purchase it through there, amazing. Thank you for supporting a girl. I bought the DJI Osmo Pocket 3 Creator Combo Kit. So mine came with this case. If you did not buy the kit, you likely did not get this case with it. It came with this soft case, which you see here, has multiple compartments, and it came with this harder shell case. These are completely fine cases, but I wanted upgrades. The first upgrade I made was to this case right here, which I absolutely do not regret. Hands down, I recommend this case. It is much harder than this one that it comes with. In addition, you have this top handle right here, which I find super helpful when I'm grabbing it to go from shoot to shoot. It also has clip on here so that you can do a little arm strap or a crossbody if you'd like. This is the interior. You'll see the top has a zipper compartment. You have lots of little compartments right here. These are all elastic. In addition to that, this is for the main body of your camera. This is for accessories. This is for your mic and another accessory. I purchased it in black. It is now also available in pink if you're a pink girly. So she goes in face down in that spot right there. Larger battery pack goes in this spot right here. Then mini tripod, which comes with your creator kit, but I also got a second mini tripod that fits right next to her. Little extender, hand extender fits right here. And then your mic fits right here. Now these are all of the basics to start with. In addition to all of that, I can fit my additional mini tripod. I can fit this base, which we're gonna get into in just a second. I can fit this little dongle thing. I don't know the technical name for it. Transfers your mini USB to your computer or your iPhone. This is an accessory I recommend. We will get into it. I fit that on top. I take it wherever I'm going. In addition, I always put a charging cord on top, and my mid-sized tripod also fits on top here. All of that I can close quite safely, quite well protected right there. So when I'm going to a shoot or I'm shooting myself off site, everything fits in here like a dream. Protection of your camera. This is the number one thing you need to do immediately when purchasing this camera. There are glass screen protectors for both the display screen that you see here and your lens here. I have glass covers on both of mine. It was the very first thing I applied to this product. It is a must-have. It is the same thing as a screen protector for your iPhone or any other device. Please purchase it and apply it immediately. As far as I'm aware, once you scratch this or this, there's no repairing that. So please protect the device. Speaking of protection, this was the next purchase I made. This is a hard mini case that protects both your lens and your device screen. Very easily fits directly on top. Like so. You see my screen is protected, my lens is completely protected. This was the next upgrade I bought in protection because from here I feel comfortable putting this into my purse at any time. It locks closed. I've never had it pop open inside of my purse, travel bag, etc. If I am going on the go for vlog and I just want to have it in my purse, this is what I keep on. For the girlies, I know you see that I have this very cute lavender silicone cover on mine, and I do really like it. It was so fun to put it on. The silicone cover comes with a body piece, comes with the extender cover, comes with the mic cover, it comes with the extra battery cover right here, and it comes with this guy, which is the head, I guess you would call it, to right there. So that just pops right on top. Now, it also comes with this little guy right here, which has a cute little area that you see. I have clipped a bag charm too, because yes, I am that girl. Now, one critique on this. Is it protective enough to say, pop this on here and call it a day? No. No. I attached it thinking that we could do that, but what I've noticed in the 2 times that I've popped this into my purse as is, this has come off and disconnected from the main screen. I still prefer to keep all of the lavender cutesiness on, but I keep this guy, the hard case, on if I'm going to be vlogging and tossing it into my purse. I do pop it back on if I have it in my hand as I'm walking around a venue doing something, just so that it doesn't get all smudgy and gross. But when you're placing it inside your bag or in another container, I do not trust this cover. Let's talk tripods. I have 3, I lie, I have 4 different tripod devices. The base is extremely unstable, and you will find that as well. It has fallen over before, and I did screech to the heavens. Do not let that happen to you, and purchase this. It is $9. That fits both this, the extended battery, or this little micro extension in the base here. All you have to do is wiggle it in. Caveat: if you have this silicone on top of it, it does make it trickier to fit in here, I found. I really had to like shove it, and you'll see it kind of like squishes it up. So it's up to you. Does this still fit my needs? Yes, it still works. I can still put it on anything, and it feels very stable. It's not going to fall over. I was able to get it in there without so much squishing, I will say. But it is annoying to take this on and off all the time. So if you find that this is what you need, maybe don't do the silicone. This is the tripod it comes with. I find this useless. This tripod I use all the time. In order to get any tripod onto this camera, you have to have the extender on, whether it is just the extender or the battery extender. You have to see this screw port at the bottom. From there, you take your tripod, screw that bad boy in. And for my tripod, this one that I like the most, when I have it loosened, you can see I can angle it anywhere, and then I tighten the screw here, and now I'm locked in. I can also open her up. This then extends even more, and I have so many options. Woo! That was a long one. Accessories are so important to make this camera work for you and all of your needs. So make sure that you choose wisely. Episode 4, and I'm gonna break down workflow, downloading, getting things onto my phone, and how I make it all work. Number one thing you need to do before you get started is make sure you have the DJI app. You have to have the app to make this universe work together. I promise you that. Start by heading to the App Store and downloading the DJI Mimo app. Make sure that you have an iOS system that runs with the app. I did have a creator who has this camera have issues at the very beginning because she did not have the right iPhone settings to coordinate with the app. It was not pairing over and over again. She got it worked out by contacting customer service. So if when you go to sync the app to your camera, you are not seeing any of your footage, please contact the DJI customer service because there are things you can change in your iPhone settings to make this work. After you have shot the content that you need to capture, you are going to go ahead and open up your app. Keep the app open near your camera and turn the camera on. They pair through Bluetooth. So you select the camera button and you will have a little pop-up that says searching for your camera. Then one camera will pop up, you select connect. And once you are connected to the camera, do not turn the camera off. It needs to be on while it is synced, just like any other Bluetooth connection. From there, it's going to pull up your entire camera roll. You can now scroll through as you see here, and you can see everything. You can sort by video or photo only. A great feature here is that you can select multiple. So if you select the check mark that you see on the upper right-hand side corner, you can select as many photos or videos as you want to download in one sitting. I had filmed 10 clips that I wanted to download all together. I could hit that check mark, select all 10 clips, and then hit the arrow down to download them all. Those are all of the basics of using the iPhone app and the camera together to get your content from the camera into your phone. From there, you can open up CapCut or InShot, whatever you use, and go ahead and start working on your editing. 2 pieces of advice that I would give you. 1, if you are shooting any type of content, keep the clips under 5 minutes, whether that is vertical content or if you are shooting in landscape. Vertical content is going to be coming in at 3K. Either way, no matter your settings, the file sizes are very large. So you are going to, number 1, want to make sure that you clear out your camera roll before you start the downloads. And number 2, try to keep the clips to around 5 minutes. If you are shooting a YouTube video, which I frequently do, keep that in mind. I shoot them in about 5 to 7 minute segments. I pause, I stop the camera, and then I restart where I just was. It makes it a little bit more manageable when it comes to downloading and file sizes when it goes to transfer to the final editing process. If you are a YouTube girly, Shoot some test shots in 3K versus 4K of yourself and see if you can see the difference. I personally could not, so I actually changed my settings in horizontal to be 3K. I did not need 4K because I do not shoot anything that is all that cinematic. It is me sitting and talking and giving advice and educational content. I didn't need 4K. So in order to speed up the process of getting things off of my camera into my editor's hands, I shoot everything for my YouTube in 3K. The quality still looks incredible. I could not tell the difference. This piece of advice is for people who are more career content creators. You have tons of content. Perhaps you have a brand like my friends over at Maxine's Revenge, or you are like me, you are a for hire content creator and you are shooting on behalf of other brands, making tons of content that is not your own. This is the setup that I swear by. I talked about this little gadget in my previous accessories video. This will hold your micro SD chip right here. When I'm done at the end of a long shoot, when I have tons of clips, 20, 30 plus, I take the SD card directly out of the camera, put it into here, and I select the USB. I put it directly into my computer here, and I drag and drop the files directly into Dropbox. I save everything raw files right off the bat so nothing gets lost. This accessory also has a USB-C, so you could actually put this into your MacBook or an updated iPhone. And it has an older version for your iPhone. I forget what this type of plug is called, but you can see you have multiple options, not just the USB option here. YouTube videos, client content, anything that is longer format or that I know I am going to repurpose onto multiple channels, I do this stream, and I really hope that you would do it as well. It is the best way to start repurposing your content as well. Take it from the camera to Dropbox or a file storage system first, then edit, and then you will have the originals as well as the edits somewhere safe. From there, you can distribute to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, YouTube, or wherever else you are publishing. I export through CapCut or InShot or wherever they have been edited in 1080, not in 4K, because when you upload to TikTok or Instagram, they are not built to be uploaded in 4K. So that is another thing to remember. Don't take the files directly from your DJI if they were shot in 4K and upload them immediately into social platforms. It will distort the quality when it goes to upload it. That is my file transfer system, my workflow, how I make it all happen. I have thousands of short form videos from my DJI, both personal and professional use. I would not be able to live without this, plus my Dropbox system.
I know the influence, I know the impact, and I know the vibes. And the girlies love the vibes. And that's just what it's about.